You are now listening to The Final Word, the #1 Pacers podcast on the web, hosted by me, Raj, and my son, Preston. Pop by to listen to what we have to say about the state of your Indiana Pacers. Welcome back to another episode of The Final Word, the #1 Pacers podcast on the web. I'm your host, Raj.
And I'm your co-host, Preston. We have a great show lined up for you today. But before we get to that, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to The Final Word on Spotify. But most importantly, hit that bell icon if you're watching on YouTube so you never miss a show. Plus, it would really help the production of the show.
Yes, it would help the production of the show. And Preston, do you know what else would help the production of the show?
What else would help the production of the show, Dad?
If you listeners would go to Travel Pro X, yes. Visit travelprox.com for all your vacation destination and travel needs. Travel smarter, Travel Pro X. So, Preston, the Pacers are still not quite looking like themselves. They had a flash, against the Boston Celtics. They had a flash.
That was great.
And I was thinking, hey, maybe they'll get this train back on the track. Maybe they'll, right the ship. And then they played the Pelicans, and it just looked like they lost their identity all over again.
Yeah. It was bad.
So it's quite sad, but it is what it is. Pacers still not looking very pacery. And I think the problem is, which we all know what the problem is.
Everybody.
The only reason the Pacers ever had a shot at anything was because we had Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton was the level of star that would draw other stars in. They would actually make people interested in coming here, which is why Pascal Siakam is here, because of how he looked. Would you agree, Preston?
Yeah, I would agree. Every NBA star wants to play with Tyrese. They're like, oh, he's a pass-first player. He's an NBA All-Star, and he's a pass-first player, and he gets the offense going, fast-paced. Everybody wants that for their team. Every NBA star would want that, I imagine.
Yeah, especially because he was leading the league in assists last year. He led the league in assists the year prior until he got injured near the end of the season, and I think Trae Young, edged him out, or somebody did. Maybe Damian Lillard even did. I'm not sure who it was, but yeah, he led the league in assists. You can pretty much say he led the league in assists 2 years straight. Right now, he is not leading the league in assists. I'm not sure what his assist stats are right now, but I think he's averaging 6, maybe?
Yeah, which that's not terrible, but it's not what he's known for, because the main thing that made him big was his assist. Definitely wasn't his scoring. Obviously, his three-point shooting and assists, not how much he scored, but the way he did score his threes were the thing that made him,
right,
popular.
Exactly. And then somebody mentioned, which I can't remember, I think it was some article I looked up today, talking about one of the things that made Tyrese look special is that he could pretty much step up from a few steps from half court, jack up a three, and hit it. His range was ridiculous.
His range is good. He has a good. He does that one move, that little side step, that little. I don't know what it's called, the little step back side step from the three. He does all the time. Makes those.
Yeah, but his range right now has not been looking like it was before.
Yeah.
And also from the level of he's standing right at the 3-point line and he's having air balls. That doesn't seem like somebody who has range.
Yeah.
So he mentioned, I think in the Orlando game, he had 2 air balls. I can't remember who it was, but he had a couple air balls. And he mentioned, he broke a record for air balls or something like that. But yeah, it's not looking good. That being said, we still have lots to be, hopeful for.
Yeah.
For sure. But turnovers for the team are still a problem. 18 turnovers against the Celtics and 14 turnovers against the Pelicans. So they definitely have to get that together.
Yeah.
As a team, I would like to see no more than 9.
And we're getting lucky with our high scoring. Against the Celtics, we had 135. Against the Pelicans, we had 118. So we're still scoring in near the 120s and stuff with games. But that's the only thing really keeping us in it and keeping it close. But imagine having like 10 less turnovers each game. Because in the game we got blown out with the Knicks, we had 14 turnovers, and those 14 turnovers hurt a lot more and impacted a lot more because of our scoring. We didn't score. We only scored like 90 something points that game. It's got like 98. I forget what it was.
Yeah,
but
it was bad. It was 98.
It was low scoring.
And I think the bench had like 60 or something like
that.
Yeah, 60
98 points and 14 turnovers. Those 14 turnovers impact a lot more when you're not scoring. So the only thing bailing us out right now is the fact that we're scoring. So
right, and that's not good.
It's not.
And honestly,
I was good and bad, but it's like, yeah.
I was about to be extremely happy because on Wednesday evening when the Pacers it seemed to be they were smashing the Celtics. And I was like, this is amazing. I was like, yes. So we're not a fluke team like people are saying. I mean, the Celtics at that point in time, they were undefeated, and we gave them their first L for the season, which is great, you know? But then they wanted to try to give the game away. I don't think they were like, oh no, we're actually beating the Celtics. Let's do all we can to mess this up.
It literally looked like that because remember we were watching the game and we were up by like what? Like 10,
it was like
14.
No,
I think it was
we
14.
got up by like 23.
Yeah, but like near like it was like a few minutes left and we had like turnover after turnover. And to make it go to overtime, I don't know how much we were up by, but it was a good amount. And we were just talking like, what if we mess this up?
It was like a minute and a half left or something like that.
And it was just so many turnovers. And then we went to overtime. Like we had a good, decent lead that all we had to do was just play good defense and run the time. Like honestly, we could have just ran the clock out and played good defense. But I don't know what was happening. And we ended up going to overtime. But luckily, that's not the game. Luckily, the Pacers pulled it together.
Yeah, they pulled it together. So still thankful for that game because we know that's in them. But when it comes down to it, Tyrese just has to go back to being himself. How long that's of a process that's going to be, we don't know because we're still looking at this whole post-injury hamstring thing. Even though he was playing at a higher level in the playoffs, I don't know. And then maybe he's just being very cautious right now. And so he's like, well, I've been getting hurt. And if I get hurt and I can't play, then we really have no shot. So it's like maybe that's in his head too.
Yeah, because he looks fine.
Yeah, he looks fine. It just looks like he's kind of playing a little scared right now. He's not playing aggressive. But then he's probably thinking, well, shoot, I've been injured a few times. If I get injured again and my team is without me, we're not going to make the playoffs. And it's just, you never know really what's going on through his head. He can say what he's going to say, but he knows he's not playing like he used to play. Maybe he feels like he was able to play more free because of the people he had around him last year. I don't know. So speaking of Buddy Hield, I'm always thinking about Buddy Hield when I think about that. So I'd like Ben Shepherd to become the next Buddy Hield. That would be great because he's knocking down threes. He's doing pretty good. So yeah, Ben Shepherd, he looked like he was NBA ready last year, in my personal opinion. And I think he's going to only get better. And I don't know. He's a good, solid scorer right now. Who knows what's going to be in the future?
Who knows? No.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we definitely got to fix those turnovers. Can't have those anymore. So let's get down to it. So Boston versus Pacers. Pacers versus Boston. Like we talked about it was a nail biter, 135 to 132. So Nembhard got hurt after just 5 minutes of play. And so that's a concern for us right now. Obviously, we have Mathurin getting more time, and a lot of us fans actually prefer Mathurin over Nembhard for whatever reason. No knocks on Nembhard, but we prefer him because he's more of a scorer. He's that guy that you look at him because of how he plays and his mentality that he is eventually going to be one of those threats that another team has to look out for, but he has to have the time to develop to become one of those threats on a regular basis. So what do you think about that?
Madden starts 19.6 rebounds, 3 assists, 46 for field goal. So it's like, obviously, when Mather gets more time, he can be more effective and helpful towards the team. And with Nembhard, I don't even know if he scored like 15 points this whole season.
I don't know.
I know I'm saying this whole season, even though we've only played, or he's only played, 4 games? Because up to the Celtics, we were 2 and 3. So yeah,
We're 2 and 3 now. We were 1 and.
Oh, okay. So we were 1 and. Oh yeah, because we were 1 and 2. Yeah, we were 1 and 2. So he only played like 3 games, but he still didn't even get like 15 points. And Madden's been getting like 5 points.
Which, honestly, to tell you the truth, I mean, you got to give him a little bit of grace, I guess, because
that's what I'm saying. Because it's early, so it's like people are still giving him time.
Yeah, it's early, but the way Mathurin is playing, I just think he's only going to get better. And I hope, because I know a lot of you fans seem to think that Coach Rick Carlisle has something against Mathurin. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll make a poll out of that. Preston, remind me to make a poll.
Yeah, we're gonna make a poll.
Does Coach Rick Carlisle have something against Benedict Mathurin? Because I heard some people say on Reddit that when Coach Carlisle had Jalen Brunson in Dallas, he was giving him similar treatment, not letting him shine. I can't really say that's a fact or not, but I do recall basically New York not fully understanding what they had in Jalen Brunson because he was being held back, it seemed like, when he was in Dallas. And so Jalen Brunson kind of surprised some people that he had the kind of, like you say, Preston, bag that he has. Jalen Brunson has huge bags. He's got Santa Claus sized bags. So maybe that's, I don't know what it is. Yeah. So hopefully, if that's the case, that's not what's really happening. Hopefully Mathurin likes to be here. Hopefully Mathurin's not being irritated by whatever conversations we don't know that are actually going on behind the scenes. I just hope that he likes being here, and not just that he enjoys playing the game, that he just happens to be able to play the game for the Pacers.
Yeah. And when Nembhard gets back, I would like before Nembhard was hurt, like if he didn't get hurt, I wanted the Pacers to like still have Nembhard in the starting lineup for a while, but like just give him time. But now that he's hurt, I kind of want to see Mather still stay in the lineup, because I don't expect Mather to deter to get any worse than how he's playing right now. So I only expect him to get better or play at the same consistency he has been playing. So if that occurs, I think Mathurin should stay in the starting lineup, and then Nembhard should still get good minutes, kind of like how Mathurin was. Not as much minutes as Mathurin, but still good minutes to prove like what he can do. Mm-hmm. So then if Nembhard's being more effective than Mathurin and Mathurin's his starting lineup, then I think you should switch it. But I think that's how it should be for right now.
No, I agree.
I think Mathurin should stay in the starting lineup.
I think he should, and I hope he does. Now, speaking of starting lineups, what's going to happen with our starting lineup? What do you think?
I don't know.
And then, honestly, maybe I'm not should be so concerned about the starting lineup. Who are we going to get? Because it seems like we just keep on having issues with team members staying healthy. So, I don't know. But yeah, we'll figure that out. But yeah, so Nembhard got hurt after like 5 minutes. Who knows what's gonna happen with that? So as far as the Celtics game, Siakam did pretty good. He got 29 points. Like you said, Mathurin had 30 points. That was good. Now the Pelicans, Mathurin also did good as well, like you said. 125 to 118. Unfortunately, got beat. It wasn't a terrible loss, I don't believe.
It wasn't.
But yeah, they definitely did lose. Yeah, so Mathurin 19 points, Siakam 16 points. So I mean, you can see those players are consistent. Tyrese obviously not being super consistent still, which is an issue.
Tyrese had 11 points, 2 rebounds, 11 assists, which is good.
Oh, okay.
So he's back to normal with his assists, but he only attempted 8 shots. Him and Neesmith were the lowest. Neesmith attempted 5. I'm reading that right? Yeah. Attempted 5. Tyrese attempted 8 shots and only made 2.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, so the rest were from free throws, which he was 100% for 6 for 6. So, like I said, like you got to like really look into the stats because if you just glance at it, all right, he had 11 points, but he only made 2 out of 8, and then the rest were from free throws. So it's like, but I'm happy to see the assist though. I am happy to see assists. I didn't really. I mean, I guess I was kind of losing hope, but I figured he'd get it together. But
He's still got the sauce in there.
I can't. You can't really lose that. I feel like because out of all the games, it's not really like the defense has gotten so much greater. So I don't think we should worry about that.
Yeah.
The main thing was threes and scoring. Yeah.
I just really think when his shot starts dropping again, they're gonna start respecting him in another way, like they used to respect him. And then we're gonna see those crazy passes because we haven't really seen like crazy passes from Tyrese this year.
Yeah.
You know, not that it's all about crazy passes, you know, and entertainment and everything like that, but
It's a little cherry on top.
yeah, it's a little cherry on top. It's nice, you know. Same reason we like to see Obi Dunk, you know, versus Miles. You know, actually Miles has gotten better.
I like Miles.
He's gotten better with his
his
dunks.
His dunks are more exciting. He's like
They have gotten more exciting, yeah.
Before when Miles dunked, he didn't.
Yeah,
He did much. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just like Lance doing the guitar, you know what I'm saying? Just little things that make the fans like enjoy like being there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you don't want to see the win, but little flashiness, you know what I'm saying?
And then I always love T.J. McConnell getting out there, you know, raising his hands, trying to get everybody going and everything.
Yeah.
I feel like he's like, "Are you not entertained?"
Yeah. I feel like he said that before. I'm pretty sure he said that, something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So major team issues, obviously, still rebounding, still turnovers, and like we were talking about previously, health issues. Unfortunately, my man Isaiah Jackson is down for the count with the same injury that James Wiseman had with the Achilles. Non-contact again. That's crazy. To our centers, both of our backup centers. So the question is, what's going to happen? I don't know. They're going to have to maybe get somebody now.
Yeah, I think Jackson's time in Indiana sadly is over. I honestly want him to still be on the team. I just don't think they're gonna end up signing him, especially re-signing him. Or was he signed?
No, he's free. He's gonna be free agent next summer.
I don't think they're gonna end up signing him because they said he was out for the season. You said
they say he's out for the season
or close to out for the season. So. I mean, 2 injuries like that already with us, and this second one with no contact, and it's only 5 games into the season. So only 5 games into the season. He's been doing good these 5 games though. He's been playing his role. Because at the end of the day, I don't expect him to go off with scoring. I only expect him to get rebounds and blocks. You know, and that's what he's been doing for us. He's been getting rebounds for us. He's been getting lots of blocks for us. He had some turnovers here and there, but so has the whole team. That's what the whole team really needs to work on. Tyrese, Toppin, him, Turner, the main ones I think I've seen. Them hard to dang near everybody pretty much. But yeah, he has some turnovers here and there. But the main thing was rebounding and blocks, and he did that perfectly for his role. But sadly, we saw him go down in the Pelicans game. Yeah. So I think he's gone. He didn't, and he's not like a player where it's like if Tyrese got hurt and he wasn't signed yet, we're still keeping Tyrese.
Right.
Just like last year when he got hurt and he wasn't signed yet, we still kept him and signed him. So he's not an all-star. He's not even Toppin. I feel like they would, if Toppin got hurt right now, I think they would keep him after.
I think if Toppin got hurt, you got to keep Toppin.
Yeah, because
he's too exciting. We haven't had a player like Toppin like in a long time. I won't say since ever. When we had Gerald Green, I'd say Gerald Green was the last thing we had that really showed the team enough to really keep him. Because he's just always just been in this development. He's never really had a strong breakout. And now this is even, worse for him. So if they keep him, I mean, I'm not opposed to them keeping him. I just feel like since this is business and they can kind of be a little cutthroat, unfortunately, and they have to think about, the past with how he's been and how he's going to potentially be in the future. I mean, they could possibly offer him something small. So I don't know, but if not, I'm sure there's gonna be another team who would like to take a chance on him.
Yeah, like you said, it's a business, so it's like it is what it's like you said, he ain't show enough, and also we were talking earlier now on the podcast. He said this was really his year to like show us what he got, and he has been so far. But if he's out for the season, it's not looking good for him. For staying here, I don't have any doubt that he's not gonna. I don't have any doubt that he's not gonna be in the league. Like I don't think he's gonna like this is it for him in the league. I just think this is it for him here.
Yeah, because he still is honestly an elite shot blocker.
Yes, definitely. Actually, he definitely is when he's healthy, of course.
Yeah,
but
and so that's one thing I liked about him because I was like, okay, so we have him. So if he can just stay on the team long enough, and then by the time Miles is ready to go, we'll still have, Jackson. Not saying Miles is ready to go anytime soon, because I don't believe he is.
Yeah.
I think he still has a good 10 years left in him. Maybe. I'd probably say at least 7 or 8 years left in Miles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Jackson is 23? So by 7 years, Jackson would be 30.
Yeah.
So
that's where people say most people are their prime at like 28 to like around like 27, 28 to like 31, 32. People say that's where the prime is or whatever.
Yeah, so I would like to keep Jackson because he's an elite shot blocker, and maybe they do keep him. Because a lot of people thought that they were going to get rid of Miles year after year, and there's still people who believe Miles is not worthy of being on the team.
Nah, Miles is solid. Miles is solid now. He's solid. He's proven that he's solid.
Yeah, Miles is solid because I was talking to somebody on a Pacers group and talking about trading centers or whatever, Miles for Joel Embiid. And I was like, or they were talking about just getting rid of Miles, which doesn't make sense to me because the problem with getting rid of Miles is if you get rid of Miles, unfortunately, the centers who are better than Miles don't want to come to Indiana. So you're only going to get somebody who's worse than Miles. Mm-hmm. And so that's like a weird position. It's like Miles is just good enough to where he hits that elite tier of center. But those elite centers don't want to come here. Yeah. So it's like
he's like at the bottom of the list.
He's at the bottom of the elite centers, and I don't think that's what people fully understand. You're not going to get anything back if you get rid of him, and that's honestly, I think that could have been one of the issues they've had for a long time with trying to think about moving on from Miles. Like they talked about possibly DeAndre Ayton, I think it was last year or whatever, and we could see Miles play better than Ayton. And so it's like, okay, so this guy who supposedly has higher upside than Miles, and he's a more center, beefier type center, but then the guy apparently doesn't have the work ethic, and he's not, not really somebody you want to have on the team. I don't know. So it's like, do you take a chance on a guy like that, hoping for the best, or do you go with the sure thing, which Miles has been a sure thing for, this is his 10th year.
Yeah. So, he showed he could stay in the league, and he's been solid for about half of it.
Yeah, he's been solid for about half of it.
Yeah,
he's had flashes,
and he's got
all along the way.
Yeah,
and then also, like your grandpa said, he's been played out of position for the entire duration that Sabonis was here.
Oh yeah, you're right. He was playing the 4 for a while. Like, why'd they have him at the 4? It made no sense.
So they played him out of position. So it is what it is. All right, so let's talk about the opposing stars real quick. So we have Jason Tatum and Brown with the Celtics. Yeah, that was a 1-2 punch. 37 points for Tatum, 25 points for Brown, and I don't know. Brown is amazing. I love Brown. If we could somehow get Brown on this team, which I know will never happen, that would be amazing.
I love Brown. I'm just like some interviews I heard Brown. I like how he talks, carries himself. he believes in God, you know, and he's a cool, he's smart, you know what I'm saying? So it's like he's chill.
He's definitely one of my favorite players, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tatum had 8 rebounds, 4 assists, not too bad. Brown had 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Tatum had 4 steals.
Yeah.
Brown had 2 blocks.
They had 6 steals together. Tatum had 4 steals. That's Tatum and Brown were the major reasons why we had 18 turnovers against them. Without them, we would have had 12, but obviously that's closer to around 10, which I think we said we wanted like at least 10 or less, but like, yeah. And Brown had 2 blocks, so.
Yeah, not too bad. And then the Pelicans that gave us the business, Zion Williamson, 34 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. Goodness. Man, I didn't know he was playing like that. Goodness. Now, that was also a game I had to see in bits and pieces because I think I was working during that game as well. And I had to kind of watch it, you know, in different kind of ways. But anyways, Ingram had 26 points, 7 assists. So, I mean, they were doing their thing. And their crowd was pretty decent. And it's a road game, so it's just difficult. And they just had a tough game against the Celtics.
Yeah, so their crowd was pretty filled, so.
Yep, and Zion Williamson, I mean, he's a beast. He's a beast. Yeah, indeed. So, shining star of the last couple games, we have. Go ahead, I'll let you do the honors. For the shining star.
Shining star of the week. Pascal
Siakam. Congratulations.
There you go.
This is like where I need to get the little applause sounds. I'm gonna get some applause sounds for our shining star of the week.
Yeah, he's been doing good. He's been consistent. Remember, was he the last one or was that Mather? It's been him. I think it was Mather and then Pascal again. Yeah. Pascal Siakam. And during the Celtics game, Pacers versus Celtics, he had 29 points, 11 rebounds. He had a double-double, 5 assists, and he was 55% field goal and hit the game-winning 3. The game-winning 3 in overtime. Very consistent. During the Pelicans game, he had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 53% field goal. Overall, solid play from Siakam, and I believe he was plus in both those games. Actually, in the Celtics, he might have been minus, but pretty much all the starters were minus.
Well, wonderful.
No, actually, he was +1, I think. So yeah, he's been plus for the majority of our games. I think he's only been like minus like 1 time. So solid.
Yep, solid. All right, Pascal, we're gonna send you your little 6-inch trophy in the mail. You should get that by Tuesday. All right. All right. So Pacers and Mavericks coming up. Pacers 2-3, Mavericks 3-2. I think they always have a shot. Obviously, the Mavericks are going to be favored to win. But we'll just see how that turns out. But it's time for the final word. Preston, what is your final word?
My final word is pace. Nope. My final word is consistency because we need to be consistent with our pace. So I guess I have 2, but my main final word is consistency because we need to stop them turnovers. We need to be consistent with our passing and keep up the pace. So, Dad, by that time, what is your final word?
My final word is believe. Believe that Tyrese will get his mojo back.
Yeah,
that's all we can do. We have to believe for that.
He's our star. He has to.
Yep, he has to get it back.
If Tyrese gets it back, because I think we're already a solid team. We've been scoring a lot, but Tyrese gets it back, we're really in the conversation for like top 6, 7 at least.
Indeed. So, all right, Preston, that was a great show. We want to thank you guys for joining us for another episode of The Final Word. Thank you so much. So that being said, be sure you like, share, and subscribe to The Final Word. Please leave your comments at pacersfinalword.com on this episode. And you guys, be blessed.
Peace.
Hey guys, we hope you've enjoyed this podcast snippet. If you'd like to continue the conversation with Preston and I, just click on the next video. But always be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you'll be automatically notified each time we release a new episode. But until then, Martin says... Peace!